Hi everyone, it's Chantel from the Mommy Bookworm. I am back for another monthly book haul. I have got a ton of books in March. Like, literally a ton. Holding up all of those books for the thumbnail of this video was like breaking my arms. Just so you know. I'm risking my life for you guys. It's all about the views. Okay, not really. But anyway, not really about the views thing. Not the weighing a ton thing. Like, seriously, I think I may have broke my wrists. So to keep this a little bit shorter, let's just get started on all of the books. For my February book haul, I actually broke everything up into different genres, and this time I'm just going to go through them because I really don't want to take the time to break them up into genres. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to start with two books that are for book clubs. One is my Bin Bookie book club, and the other is my Pages and Popcorn book club that is at the theater over 30 minutes away from where I live. So the first one is my Pages and Popcorn's book club, and it is The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Barrows, and it is a historical novel, and I have two copies because one is for me and one is for my aunt who is also a part of that book club. The ladies in my book club over at the Pages and Popcorn book club say that this is a really, really good book. And I don't know whether it's supposed to be a movie. I feel like this is a book that was supposed to be just a book to read. Oh, I should also mention that since this actually isn't the April book club book, it is for May for that specific one. We will not be having an April book club. But I still got it in March, so there's that one. The next one is for my Bin Booking book club, and I am doing a giveaway for 100 subscribers, and this is the book that I will be giving away, so if you haven't already entered that, I suggest you go enter it now. Actually, it'll be closed by the time you see this, so just forget about that. It is Shadow Weaver by Marcy Kate Connolly, and it is a middle grade book. It looks amazing. It is about Emmeline, who has special powers to be able to control shadows. Look at this beautiful cover. It is gorgeous. I love it. And I am really excited to be giving a copy of this away for you guys. I will also be doing a live video for you guys at the end of the month in order to discuss this book, so be sure to be there and discuss it with me if you would like to read it. Okay, so most of these books came from a bookstore in Denver called Second and Charles, and it's an awesome used bookstore that has tons and tons and tons of books and tons of music and movies and all kinds of stuff. It's just like my store. It is a store made for me. I got so many books there. It's ridiculous. And they don't have bags. So I had to carry all of them out. So like I said about this whole book that's breaking my arms, I've almost broken my arms twice for you guys. Twice! I digress. So let's start with a book set that I got, and it is The Giver Quartet by Lois Lowry, and this is the book series that got me into reading. If you watched my BookTube newbie tag, I talked about Gathering Blue and The Giver. This has The Giver, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun, and I actually have not read Sun before. I've read all the rest of them, and I loved them. Gathering Blue is my favorite, but I have not read Sun, so it's kind of cool that I have this, and it is actually the 20th anniversary set, which this set is older, so it's not like it's just now the 20th anniversary, but it hasn't been that long ago. I'm really looking forward to reading this book, and it's just a really pretty set. I'm really happy with it, and I was so excited to find it. It was just kind of sitting there. It wasn't even in the right spot. It was just sitting there, and I was like, I have to have this! The next book is This Raging Light by Estelle Lohr. I don't know if I said that right. I think this is going to be a really good book. It is about a girl who has several problems. Her dad is crazy, her mom has left her, and she is left to take care of her little brother. And through all of this chaos that she's going through, she finds herself falling in love with her best friend's brother. I think that sounds like a great story. I love love stories, and of course this is like a classic. It's probably going to be very predictable. I guess I shouldn't say that because I don't really know, but I don't mind predictable sometimes. This looks like a really good read. Next is Immaculate by Caitlin Detweiler. It is basically about this girl. Her name is Mina. She becomes pregnant and is a virgin. She has to find herself explaining it to everybody that she knows, including her boyfriend, who doesn't believe her. And I just think that this sounds like a very interesting read, something that I have never read before. I'm just interested to see how it goes and what ends up happening with her, whether she keeps the baby, how she ends up convincing everyone. Crying baby. Sorry. I am just really looking forward to reading this one. Next is All the Major Constellations by Pratima Krantz. It is about a boy who is getting ready to go off to college, and he is leaving behind his longtime crush as well as his two friends who were involved in an accident along with him and did not survive. While dealing with all of the sadness in his life, his crush comes back to him and invites him to a youth group that she is in. He really enjoys it. Now, he doesn't know whether it's to get closer to Laura or if it's because he actually enjoys the company of the people there and the idea of what they are discussing. But I'm looking forward to finding out how he really feels and how it ends up, because I can understand going someplace and not really knowing how things are going to turn out and then falling in love with that thing, and it just sounds really, really good. Next is The Art of Not Breathing by Sarah Alexander, and this is just a really classic love story. I don't really know a whole lot about this book. The synopsis sounds amazing, and like I've said before, I love stories, and it just seems like a really good read. It's pretty short, the words are pretty big, so I don't think it'll take me very long to read it. And I will be sure to be putting out some sort of review on this. Next is Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. This is about a girl from Pakistan whose parents are very, very set in their beliefs. She goes off to America to find out what she wants to be and what she wants to do with her life, and falls in love with a boy who is not Muslim. Her parents, if they found out, would disown her. Well, her parents end up finding a person for her to marry, and she is forced to go back there and then explain to them that she has met someone and fallen in love. I have my reasons for wanting to read this. I have a friend from Pakistan, so it's kind of cool to have found this and kind of know like where they're coming from when writing this, because I've heard it from him. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this story and seeing a woman's side of everything. Next is Incinerator by Niall Leonard, and this is actually a sequel, and I didn't realize it when I picked it up, even though it says it right here. It is a sequel to Crusher, so I'm gonna have to get that before I ever read this one because it will not make sense to me, and yeah, I was just kind of an idiot for buying this. But I will read this eventually once I get the first one. So now we're getting into the books that I got aside from Bookstore in Denver. And the first one is, I've talked about in several other videos actually, Still Me by Jojo Moyes. This is the third book in the Me Before You series. I loved Me Before You. It's seriously one of my favorite books, and I'm excited to see where this goes as far as Louisa and what she ends up doing with her life. That's basically the third book. She's figuring out what she's doing. I'm excited to find out. I'll be reading this very soon. Next is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and this is one of the only classics that I read for school that I didn't fake reading, and I actually read it, and I enjoyed it. I like this one, I like Frankenstein, and I like Night by Elie Wiesel. Yeah, we read other books like Pride and Prejudice, and I just faked it. Like, I could not read it. Scarlet Letter, could not read it. Now, I want to go back and read those sometime because I think that if I give it another chance and I'm not being forced to read it, I might enjoy it a little bit more. But this one, I really enjoyed. I read all of it. So I'm excited to have this in my collection. So the next one I got in a subscription box this month, The Book Drop, and it is The Book of Polly by Kathy Heppenstall. And I just realized that there was stuff in the book that I didn't talk about in my opening. So I got a couple bookmarks here with it and a little book plate. So this one is about Willow, who was born to a woman in her late 50s, and Willow is on the search for finding out why she was born and what happened before she came along, because obviously she was an accident and wasn't meant to be here. So I'm excited to read this one and find out what exactly is going through Willow's mind and what she finds out as far as what happened before her. The next one I've also talked about, and it was a book club book as well. I have not quite got through it, to be completely honest with you, but I plan to finish it soon. It is The Shadowland by Elizabeth Kostova, and it is based in Bulgaria. It is about a woman who is in Bulgaria trying to teach English, and she ends up going to the wrong hotel, meets a family, and ends up going off with one of their bags. Well, it turns out that there was an urn in it with some ashes, and now she is desperate to find them in order to return it. She meets a cab driver that helps her on her journey, and it seems really interesting. I really want to know where it goes and how things turn out. So I will be finishing this very, very soon. Next is Scary Stories Treasury, and this was just a kid's classic. Like, this is a kid's book. Can you believe it? It is by Alvin Schwartz, and I didn't have this as a kid, but I know tons and tons of people have had this, and I love scary stories. I love watching scary videos. I love watching scary movies. I think this is the perfect book for me because they're short stories and easy to digest, but they are apparently pretty scary. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. The next one was another book that I had got for the Time Traveling Book Club, just in case I didn't enjoy The Shadowland, which didn't have a problem with that. This is The Making of June, and it is by Annie Ward. It is also based in Bulgaria, and I honestly do not remember what it is about. I think basically this woman follows her husband to Bulgaria, and she ends up not liking it, but finding out all of the history of Bulgaria and the craziness or whatever. I'm just really going to have to read this to figure out what exactly it's about because I cannot remember. But it should be interesting. I got it for a reason, right? The next one is a classic that lots and lots of people have read. It's been turned into a movie. I just have never had it. And when I saw it on thriftbooks.com, I decided I'm going to get it. It is Life of Pi by Jan Martel, and it is about a young boy who gets caught on a boat with a tiger. Why? I do not know. That is all I know. Like, literally, a boy is on a boat with a tiger. I want to read this to find out why he's on that boat, what ends up happening. Obviously the tiger doesn't eat him. I mean, I guess I could be wrong because I haven't read it and I haven't seen the movie, so he might have eaten him. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. The next book I actually found through another booktuber. Now, I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. I know it was a guy, but that's about it. I will try and find his channel and link it below if I can, but it is The War of Art, Break Through the Blocks and Win Your Inner Creative Battles by Stephen Pressfield, and it is all about finding your creativity. I need this. I'm a very creative person. I like being creative, but I also find a lot of hardships in it and figuring out what I want to do with my creativity, how I want to use it. I just think this is going to be a great book to read in order to fix that problem with myself. The next one is another classic. It is also a movie. I just have never had it. I've been wanting to read it for a long time, and it is Room by Emma Donoghue, and it is about a young woman who was pregnant and was locked into a room by a man. She has been there for the last 7 years. She had the baby in there. The boy has grown up to be 7. Obviously, they have finally had enough and they decide to break out. And it is all told through the eyes of the little boy. So I'm really looking forward to this because all the little boy knows is this room. And so it should be very interesting. I'm really excited that I found this, and I'm really excited that it is now part of my own library. The next two I managed to pick up at Walmart. The first one is The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. She also wrote The Woman in Cabin 10, and I loved that book. I am looking forward to reading this one because she has a very beautiful writing style, very convincing, just grabs you. I just really enjoyed it. So this should be a very interesting read. The next one is Everything You Want Me to Be by Mindy Magia, I think. This is a very popular book right now, especially on BookTube. It is about Hattie Hoffman, who has always been the good girl, and she's tired of being the good girl, so she steps out of her comfort zone and ends up in dangerous situations and ends up stabbed to death. And this brings forth all kinds of secrets from her town, and I'm really excited to see what this is all about because it's about a small town, and the girl, I just really want to know because I'm from a small town. I want to know what their take of everything is because I know what our take would be. Well, I don't really know, but I have an idea, you know. So this is going to be a very interesting read for me. The next four are also very popular books that have been on BookTube for a while now, and the first one is probably the most popular one. It is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I am really, really looking forward to reading this book. Not only does it have a gorgeous cover, but it is also, look at this. Oh my gosh, like that is gorgeous. I love when they put little things on the actual cover. Like, it's not very often that you see that on a hardback. Because this has been talked about so much, I don't think I'm going to go into detail with it. I'm sure most of you have probably heard what this is all about. I'm really looking forward to reading this because it's so popular and I'm just really excited. The next one is The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin, and it looks so good. It has such a beautiful cover, and I have heard so many good things about it. It's placed in New York City, and it tells the tale of a woman who comes into town and is telling people that she is able to tell them their death date. Well, 4 children sneak out to find out their destiny and their death date. This looks so good, and the story, oh my gosh. Like, I don't think I've ever read something like this. So I'm excited to see how it turns out and what the kids do and how they take that news and what ends up happening to them or what she actually tells them. Like, I just want to know. So I'll be reading this very soon for sure. The next one is yet another popular book, and I believe it was in the Fairy Loot box in February. I think that's what I've seen on BookTube. I didn't get it in that. I bought it from Target, so sorry. It is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and it just looks really, really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It is about Alice, who has had horrible luck her entire life. Once her grandmother, the reclusive author of a bunch of fairy tales, dies, her mother is taken away by a creature that supposedly is from one of her grandmother's fairy tales. The only message she has from her mother is one saying to stay away from Hazelwood, which is her grandmother's estate. So I'm really excited about seeing what this is all about and what happens with Alice and what happens with her mother, where this creature is actually from. I just want to know everything that happens in this book. I'm so excited. The last book for my March book haul is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and this book I have been looking forward to reading since I saw the movie trailers, and to be completely honest, I did not know it existed until the movie trailers came out, but because this movie looks so good, I decided to find out whether it was a book, and it in fact is. The movie is Love, Simon, by the way, so if you didn't already know that. We are actually going to read this in my Pages and Popcorn Book Club, I believe in June. This looks really good. It is about a boy who is gay, but has not come out to anyone about it. Well, he ends up getting an anonymous message saying that someone else is gay as well. Well, he returns that message anonymously saying that he is gay and has not come out. So he is trying to figure out who this other person is and connect with them. I'm just really excited to read it and see what happens and how he tells everyone if he does or not. It just looks really good. Alright, well there you have it. That is my March book haul. I will also be doing a children's book haul for the month of March. I have a ton more books for them as well. I also have a book outlet book haul that I will be posting very, very soon. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more content, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon in order to be updated every time I post a new video. If you would like to hear me review one of these books, please comment below and tell me some of your book recommendations, or if you've read these, let me know what you thought. I would love to hear it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!